What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mr. Was, and in today's video I'm going to show you my full guide on how to kill Bloodvelds when on a Slayer task, and going to show you the two best places to kill them. Also, I'll show you some safe spots in these two locations as well. Anyway, if you are new to this channel, then please hit that subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications when I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's get into this guide. Okay, so Bloodvelds are one of the few monsters in the game that attack with magic based melee, which means despite using melee attacks against the player, it is the player's magic defense rather than their melee defense that determines the accuracy of the Bloodvelds attack. Now for me, it's highly recommended for players killing Bloodvelds to use armour with magic defense, as they are pretty accurate during combat. So armour such as Dragonhide, Carol's, and if you have the GP, Armadale top and bottom, but just go with what you can afford. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I'm wearing. If you've got the GP, you can go exactly what I'm using now. If not, I'll explain other alternatives. So if you're going to go and kill these with melee, if you're using attack, you can use your whip. If you're using strength, you can use a D-skim or bludgeoned. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just using my fire cape, torture. If you haven't got torture, you can use a fury, any blessing because it gives you prayer bonus. If you've got an Avernic defender, use that. If not, use a dragon defender. Berserker ring imbued. If not, just use a berserker ring that's not imbued. You've got the primordial boots. If you haven't got them, just use dragon, Barrow's gloves, and that's pretty much it. Now for range, I'm just going to show you what I'm wearing. Armadale top and bottom, same again, so you can use Anguish. If not, like I said before, you can use a Fury, which is good for range as well. Got the Assembler. If you haven't got that, you can use the Accumulator. Toxic Blowpipe, you don't have to use this, you can use a Crossbow. And same again, we've got the Blessing. That's only if you're using a Blowpipe. If you've got obviously a Crossbow, you're going to need your ammunition there. And if you're using a crossbow, you can wear one of the books as well, holy books. Bagasian boots, if you haven't got them, you can just use snakeskin, and Barrow's gloves, which is really good for range as well, and an archer's ring. If it's not imbued, it doesn't really matter, it's okay, you can just use the normal one. But that is pretty much it for all the gear setups. Okay, so now the two places I'll be showing today will be in the Stronghold Slayer dungeon and the Slayer Tower. Okay, so the first place is going to be in the Stronghold Slayer dungeon, which is located south of the Grand Tree. Let me just get the map up for you. So there you go, there's the Grand Tree. Now you can use your Royal Sea Pod and then just run south. The second way of getting here is by using the Spirit Tree, and it will take you pretty much outside. For that you just need to click on the Gnome Stronghold, but for most players you're going to use the Slayer ring and it will take you literally outside where I'm standing now, so you just rub and then you use the first option. Okay, so once you're here, we're going to go inside, and you're probably wondering why I've got a cannon here, and the reason why is because you can actually place a cannon inside this dungeon. Now if you're on Room Light like I am, as you can see there's two spots where you can place cannons. Now usually these places are quite busy, but luckily for me there's only one person here, so you can place your cannon here and that will sort of secure your area when you're doing your task. Now before I even attempt to do this, I'm going to show you how to kill this using range, and then I'm going to do the melee guy, which would be self-explanatory. So what I'm going to do is place my cannon down. There we go, set it up. Now if you're using range, obviously I would recommend this for people who are low levels. Obviously if you're high level then it doesn't really matter, but if you're low level I'm going to show you a couple of safe spots. So let's just say we're starting our task and we use a cannon. Now if you stand in this area here, as you can see the Bloodvelds are stuck. If I stand here, it's going to attack me. So as long as you stand in this square, so I'm going to mark the tile, you'll be fine. And the same if you attacked on this side, you've got to stand on this tile. So as you can see, easy safe spot, just attack the Bloodveld. So like I said, if you're lower level, this will be perfect so you don't get attacked. And the good thing about this place, you don't really need food because they do drop pizzas, I think meat pizzas. So if you are running low on a bit of health, they do drop them. Now, the second place to safe spot will be up here. Now I'm going to mark another tile down just to show you. So I'm going to attack this one. As you can see, get stuck, and if I move here, oh okay, this one's okay as well, but normally if the Bloodvelds about here it will attack you, so I would recommend standing a little bit further away. So that's your second safe spot. Now if you want to go even further away, because there's 3 spots to kill these Bloodvelds, which is quite nice, you've got another safe spot just here, so I'm going to attack one for you, and you're just going to run back. Just like this. Now, I'm just going to mark a tile. You can stand in any of these 2 squares here. You can even stand there, it's entirely up to you. So you can pretty much stand in any of these squares. As long as you don't go out of this zone, you should be fine. So yeah, there's quite a few safe spots. There's one up here as well, which not many people use. There's actually another little room here, I didn't even notice that. So yeah, there's a few safe spots. Let me attack one just to show you. That's it, let me just run back here. Attack it. There you go. Now I'm going to mark this square for you. So if you stand here as well, you'll be perfectly fine. So if I attacked another Bloodveld on the other side, you can stand in the same place and you won't get attacked. Yeah, there's quite a few safe spots, which is really nice. This is why I prefer this dungeon to kill Bloodvelds than any other. It's just so many Bloodvelds, and it does get quite busy, but like I said, there's so many areas, you should be fine. It shouldn't take you too long to find a free world. And like I said, you've got the cannon as well, so you've got a spot here, you've got a couple of spots in this room. I'm not sure if there's any others. No, there's one more over here as well. So if you've got Runelight like I have, it will show you exactly where to put the cannon. That's like the best place they tell you to use them. And now I'm going to show you with melee. Obviously self-explanatory, you can't say spot them of course, but with melee the reason why I'm using Armadale, as I said previously, it's very good mage defense because they use magic melee attack, which most monsters just use melee, but they have a magic based attack as well. So having the D'hide, the Carols, like I said, Armadale, it will help a lot. They still hit occasionally, but when you're using this gear you should be fine. You should be able to do a whole task without banking. I would suggest using a little bit of food if you're using melee, because obviously you're going to take some damage, but obviously you've got your prayers as well, protection from melee. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this area. So now I'm going to show you the Slayer Tower. Okay, so this is the Mauritania Slayer Tower, which is located just north of Canfis, and there's Canfis there, and all you've got to do is just run north and you're here. Now there's 2 ways of getting here. You can use the fairy ring code CKS and just run north. If you haven't got access to fairy rings, you can just use the Slayer ring and it will take you straight outside. Okay, so once you're here, open the door and you run down to this ladder and climb down. Now once you're here, as you can see, there's quite a lot of Bloodvelds here. Now the only problem with this is you need to be on a Slayer task only, but if you are on a Slayer task then great, you just follow this guide. I'm not going to use melee anymore because I covered that in the previous clip. So we're just going to use range now. So we're going to use some safe spots. So there's quite a few. I'm just going to show you a few now. So if you stand by this table and chairs here, you can just simply attack one. and it gets stuck. Now obviously I was a bit lucky there, it was already stuck in the first place, but obviously you can lure the Bloodveld there and it will get stuck. Now you can even safe spot it around here as well. As long as you're across the table from it, it should be fine. You can even stand on the other side of the table, tap the Bloodveld, and it's stuck. Now this is another safe spot. Now if you don't know where this is, you just come down the ladder and you just go west and just into this little corner here. If you're just behind this table, you should be fine safe spotting them. Now you can even do this from the other side as well. So you're just going to run round and attack it. So this is why Bloodvelds is one of my favourite tasks. Obviously you can use some safe spots. If you're using melee, there's so many to choose from. It's not multi as well, which is nice. And yeah, it's just so many Bloodvelds to choose from, and you can actually enjoy your task. Okay, so the only problem with this place is you can't use your cannon, which is a shame because there's so many Bloodvelds here and it's quite a big area, so you can get some really good range XP. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is for this video really. Showed you a few safe spots in the first area, which is the Stronghold Slayer dungeon, and showed you a few in here. And like I said, this is good for lower levels if they just want to get the range up, or if they're just starting Slayer. These are the two best places to go. Now like I said, if you're new to this channel, please give this a like and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be making some more videos every couple of days, so I'll see you guys in the next one.